Against the Feds. He was probably certainly.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was close enough. I mean, the ball still might have got out because he had a jump.
There's a base hit to right field by Yang, going the other way with 2 strikes, and that's what this whole Gaucho lineup has done so well this season. So 1 out and 1 batter was retired in the 8th inning when they scored the 2 runs that eventually won the game for him, 9-8. Here's Tommy, hit one to deep left field. Morrison back. He's not going to get this one. It is gone. A home run for Tommy Gill.
Yeah, break the ball up in the zone, and with not a lot of break on it. Tommy doesn't miss those too often.
So UCSB jumps out to a 2-0 lead, and as Bob said, that pitch from Spillane was hanging, and that's number 9 on the season for Gill.
And we see it here. Yeah, that kind of speaks for itself right there.
And Morrison tracked it, but then realized that was leaving the yard by plenty.
So the first inning he was up, but since then he's been able to pitch in, and that helps this breaking ball that would, or change up, and that's
another line drive into right center, a base hit by Yang. Eric makes the big turn at first. The ball fielded by Lara, checked that by the center fielder Kelly, and he did a nice job to get that back in a hurry. And Yang has hit 2 bullets the other way. He's 2 for 2 in the game after coming in, hitting .389, so that averages up a little bit. Here's Tommy Gill, who hit a 2-days game. Rowan had an RBI single and hit the ball hard 3 out of 4 times at the plate. And he hits one high in the air to deep center field. Back goes the center fielder Kelly in front of the warning track, makes the catch, tagging at third, and coming in is Yang, tagging at second, and going to third is Tommy Gill. And it's 3-0 Gauchos on Thomas Rowan's 25th run batted in of the season, a sacrifice fly.
Yeah,
2-2 pitch, and that gets away from Denholm, and in to score is Gill. Over to third is Smith, and it's 4-0 Gauchos on the wild pitch. Look at it again as the ball got away from Denholm, and Tommy scored easily. We've completed 3 by Thomas Rowan, and a wild pitch in the third scored the other 2 runs. Here is the next offering. Check swing, and it's a foul tip off of the bat of Lara, caught by Eric Yang, and that's out number 1 here in the 5th inning, and that's Jack's first strikeout of the game. So Lara, Bob, unable to get the bat out of the way, and I don't think the home plate umpire was going to call that strike 3 because he was a little delayed here in calling the foul tip.
Yeah, it's frustrating for a hitter to.
The longest winning streak was 84, and the Gauchos won 12 in a row that year. They won 12 in a row this year, and they are, look out, and that got Rowan, so he will be on first base here to lead off the 5th inning. But number 1, how many teams win 12 in a row in a season? And number 2, how many teams, in this case for the Gauchos, challenge 12 in a row twice?
Well, 2. 2001, the 86 team were the 2 best offensive teams I think you could have.
There's a 1-2 line down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Martinez has his first hit of the game. Holding up at second is Rowan on a fine play by Morrison in left field to get that one before it went to the wall. And Martinez with a frozen rope for a base hit, and Rowan stops at second. So 2 on, 1 out for the Gauchos for McLean O'Connor, who has lined out to center and flown out to center. And Morrison, Bob, again, that ball was hit so hard it was still, he's been hit by a pitch today, first and second, 2 outs. Well, with all of what Bob just said, here's the pitch. Swung on and hit high and deep to right field. Forget it. Johnson with his 3rd home run of the season, and the Gauchos have opened it up. It's 7-0 UCSB.
Well, if Kyle Johnson starts getting hot, you just added another bat in the lineup that can do that, put 3 runs on the board in a hurry. And
completely to home plate as he would coil up and then come around and throw it. 0-2, swung on and missed. Out number 2 here in the 6th. But that's a fair description, right, Bob? Tion would actually have his back to home plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the windup.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with 2 outs here is Arenado, who flew out to center, checked that left field in the 3rd.
So now my phone, as I predicted, is
blowing
up on all the teams I'm missing. And all these teams that I'm getting buzzed on, I was going to mention.
Yeah.
These teams that did not make it to the playoffs or
ground ball deep in the hole. O'Connor's got it. O'Connor long throw. Got him at first.
Well, they're going to review that one because I believe he was safe.
It's unfair to Amor and it's unfair to Morrison. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Curveball swung on and missed. And he really tied up Denholm in that at bat as that breaking pitch, Bob, was just spectacular. What do they call it? Nose to toes, maybe not quite at the nose, but that thing down and to the back foot of the right-handed hitter, sort of, and that's what the pitchers want, the lefties. 7th, trailing 7-0. They have their first 2 base runners of the game. And Gaucho's in double play, depth up the middle. Here's a ground ball left side. Willow gets to it. He goes to second for 1. Over to first, double play. 5-4-3 and a good turn by Amor at second base. Nice play by Willow and Johnson all around.
Well, that's one thing the Gauchos haven't done a lot of this year, and that's turn double plays. But a very timely one right there for Dashwood and the Gauchos in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Yep.
7-0. That's a skunk in ping pong.
Yep, and good inside turn by Amor. And a nice stretch by Johnson. Bottom of the 7th, 7-0 Gauchos.
18th multi-hit game. See if he can extend this inning and ruin Jack's day.
Strike 3 called, inside corner, and Dashwood beat him. That was a good at-bat by Murray, and Jack got the better of him with a well-placed fastball. And that's out number 2 here in the 9th. And look at it again, Bob. Great job by Yang to frame it.
Yeah, no frame needed. He just pounded the glove in a really good spot and froze Murray.
So with 2 out, and Dashwood 1 strikeout away from ending it, and the 0-2 swung on and missed. And Jack Dashwood turns in his best performance of the season for the Gauchos, improving to 6-0. A complete game, 2-hit shutout of the Aggies.
Yeah.
And Big Jack, our player of the game.